Hi, I'm Kelsey, and this is Rebecca, and today we're here to talk a little bit about social proof and its importance in B2B software development of your sales funnel and development of your leads. So we think about social proof in our consumer life all the time. How about you?
Well, social proof is really important. So when I go to a restaurant, I definitely check the Yelp reviews, especially when I'm traveling overseas even. And I can't live without Amazon reviews. I use them very much when I'm purchasing products on Amazon.
You know, it seems strange, but a lot of our B2B SaaS founders don't realize that there are B2B software review sites for enterprise software, and it's available for many categories, and they can be used in many cases for free, but they also have a variety of paid programs. And so it kind of doesn't matter what your category is. We're going to give you a few of these sites and programs that you can check out and see if they could work for you.
We're really happy with Gartner. And so Gartner, our B2B SaaS founders know Gartner very well. Gartner has bought up a couple of these review properties, Capterra, Software Advice, and what's the third one?
GetApp.
Yep. So some of them are pay per lead, some are pay per click, but all of them are run very professionally. And and what's really interesting about what Gartner's done is put a ton of money behind the SEO in these sites themselves, meaning when someone types, I need accounts payable software, Capterra reviews are going to come to the top.
Yep, absolutely. So they're driving a lot of the traffic, frankly, that you could be getting organically, but they're going to get it and they're going to sell it to you. So one of the things that founders are concerned about when we start talking about review sites is what will happen. So you have any good stories about that?
I do have a good story about that. We have a company we've been working with who we wanted them to get out on the review sites, and that's one of the companies whose pipeline was stalled and they were coming from a standing place. And they were absolutely terrified to go out and ask their customers to post reviews of their software in the wild. But we assured them, you're a good company, you have a good product, you have nothing to be afraid of. And sure enough, within 3 weeks, they had 18 reviews, all 4 and 5 star.
I will caution, though, that we also have had a client who, without screening who they were going to request reviews from, did get rather a nasty 1-star review that we had to work really hard to get removed. So if you're not sure about your customer base, it may be a good idea to do a little survey first and then send your request for reviews to the people you know are happy.
Good best practice.
So we talked a little bit about these different programs, and some of them are pay per click, some of them are pay per lead, but in general, they all share one thing, which is you get to put on the platform about your product, and then it collects the social proof and the reviews from people who have used your product. Do you have any specific best practices for how you use these review sites?
Definitely. You want to fill out, they have very long profiles. You want to fill it out completely, succinctly, using your marketing messages correctly, and including screenshots if applicable for your product. And if you have little explainer videos, this is the perfect place to put them. What else, Kels?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, make sure that there's every bit of that profile completed, and then it'll give you a place to put in a link to your website. And we really recommend that you don't send them to your whole website where they might get lost, but send them directly to a landing page that's specifically designed for that review site. It might even say, welcome Capterra visitors, right? Like you don't have to go that far, but you do want to make sure that you're sending them to a place that's going to capture them as a lead and give your sales team a chance to follow up with them right away, but also that very crisply reinforces the messages that they saw on the review sites.
Mm-hmm. What other kinds of, besides the ones we mentioned with Gartner, what are some of your other favorite review sites you encourage people to explore?
So G2 Crowd has another great program, and they have a lot of different badges and sort of things that they generate from doing their own comparisons of products. So they'll actually they call them grid comparisons, where they'll compare your product against others across multiple dimensions. And if your company is favorably ranked, they'll create all these little badges like top performer and these kinds of things. Definitely encourage you to take a look at those and keep track of them and use them if you can. They make it really easy to use all of those tools in things like your sales reps' email signatures, on your landing pages, There's a lot of other places that you can really get a lot of leverage and point people directly at the reviews to read for themselves.
Lastly, we want to mention too that you may have noticed that Google has its own review process where you see stars on Google entries associated with reviews. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, Kelsey?
Yeah, sometimes you'll see in Google Ads that there are, little 1 through 5 stars on there, and the programs that we've just mentioned don't contribute to those. So you need to use a certified company that's a certified Google partner, and you can find a list of those because those are actually what's driving the star reviews on Google Ads. And if your ad is next to an ad that has stars and yours does not, I can bet where your money is getting wasted. So everybody's going to click on the one that has the stars. So if you're in a really competitive market where there's people spending a bunch of money on marketing, take a look and see if the competitors' ads have stars and match them.
Good advice. So those are just a few tips on software review sites. We strongly encourage you to get out there and explore those. They're very, very important social proof points for your future customers.
And they're pretty easy, and they're relatively, they're in many cases free to get started. Just beware that if you want to get a lot of volume, and frequently you have to bid, so get ready to get your pocketbook out. It might cost you a few bucks. Thanks. We'll see you next time.